Hello, friends. This is Groovy here for YarCrypto.com, and welcome to another episode of our late night live show. Uh, I'm glad to be with you all here tonight. And as always, today we have with us, first of all, Sterling here. Say
Hello,
hi, Sterling.
everybody. How are you doing?
Awesome, man. Also, we have our friend Legal Talent on the house,
How you doing, people?
and our friend Theon as well.
What's up, guys? Hope everyone is doing good. I think Sterling has
Awesome.
some camera issues. He's frozen for me.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Sterling. Well,
Maybe having some connection issues due to the rain. There's some
yeah,
storms going
it's
on over
raining
there.
by me, so
yeah. So, all right, guys. So as always, we shall start with some TA on BTC and general look on the markets. So I have my chart up over here. So let's start at the daily. We just had a daily close. Usually we start by this time, and we closed in this area of 33 500 so far. So basically, as you guys know, we have our ranges here. Uh, Upper range 40k, 41k on the daily time frame. The bottom range at 30k support. And in the middle, the first one that we have is the 35k, which has been a very um, significant level in the last few days as well. So that's that for the daily time frame. If we look at the 4 hour, we can actually draw some new levels here because there's a lot of white space in the chart still, even with our ranges drawn here. So the first one is this rejection at the 36 range that we had previously. So that comes from a Fibonacci retracement from this point up here, this swing high, all the way down to this swing low at the 28k. So I showed you guys this yesterday as well. We had our golden pocket here that we got rejected from. So this became a significant resistance level as well for us at the 36 600 level. And also, right now we have this downside move that we have been following uh, since yesterday. And this, we can actually draw another retracement in this area. And we can draw from this swing low right here to this swing high. And we got ourselves another line of supports for the golden pocket at the 32 600 level. As you guys can see, we bounced from here the last few hours as well. So this is confluent so far. And obviously, if you guys remember, we have been following this head and shoulders pattern that we saw yesterday, and it actually played out as well. This shoulder, head, and shoulder here, and it's playing out right now to the downside. We may have bounced on this support uh, so far, and we are getting ready to actually retest the 35 again. So we're gonna have to see how that plays out in the next few hours as well.
And if I could share my
But
chart really quickly, I
yeah,
actually have this Head and Shoulders that I've been following myself. And currently, we did come shy of the target at the moment. And one of the things to keep in mind is that if we are ultimately bullish, there's a good chance that these patterns do not fully play out and will come short of the targets. The same goes if we're ultimately bearish and we're seeing bullish patterns, we might not meet the targets and then reverse pattern. So that's something to keep into account.
exactly. Yep. So yeah, if we continue here and we actually look at Ethereum now, we have our chart here, and I have drawn these lines over here as well. I can actually get rid of this trend lines so you guys can see it better. And for Ethereum, we have some interesting levels as well. Uh, it has been a little decoupled from BTC in the last few days, but um, it's following up on some moves uh, still. So obviously, the first line of support that we have is this 2K level that we have been talking about. You guys see here that it was resistance in the past, and now it's support. Our extreme bottom here is at the 1700, um, which is confluent with the 30K level for BTC, 28K. And then we made some retracements. The first one being from this point uh, in the top here to this swing high here to this swing low, and this retracement gives us this golden pocket in orange here, as you guys can see, and it was confluent as well with BTC. We got rejected by it, and now we sold off to this area right here. And if we make another retracement, this time from this swing low to the current swing high, we see that we have this one at the 1900s. I don't believe we're gonna get there, but we do have some interesting levels here. If I just change this layout as well, right now we bounced on the 38.2 for this fib retracement. So maybe we can actually come back into the previous resistance here at the 2200 and see if we retest that in the next few days as well.
And I actually have, just to add to, this Ethereum charts here. If you look at my chart, we did have this previous triangle that we did break down from. So, the original target would have been, a lot more bearish at 1250 thereabouts. But currently we are seeing a return back into the zone. And this high right here currently is a new higher high from this area here, which ultimately, if we do get a little higher up and break the golden pocket, I would say it invalidates this target over here completely. And overall, when Ethereum was doing really well before, Bitcoin was doing bad, and then Bitcoin was doing well. Now, it's just been somewhat of an inverse correlation, I feel like, with Bitcoin and Ethereum in the most recent, I guess you could say, couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's true. I see that we have some VeChain people in the chat. Thank you, Amna, for commenting. Thank you for watching. And yeah, let's take a look at VeChain. I have it ready here. And we have been talking about this VeChain chart for some time now. The first thing that I wanted to look at, if I can just put my chart up here. Yep. Is the VeChain to BTC chart. And Sterling pointed out yesterday as well about it. So if you look at the VeChain to BTC, there's some interesting stuff going on right now because we have bounced on the 200 EMA on the daily time frame, by the way, this red line here. After spending a long time above it, we had some downside and then we bounced perfectly here on the 200 EMA. But also this move right here was confluent with this stop all the way back in July of 2020 I actually drew an arrow here so you guys can see, and this orange line is actually the level that we bounced from as well. So this is a very bullish chart for VeChain against BTC, and I do believe that we can expect more upside for VeChain and actually increasing its value against BTC.
And I'm actually
However,
looking at the VeChain chart on my side real quick, if I can interject.
yeah,
Um, right now, it does look like if we're looking at the EMAs on the 4 hour, the 50 is looking pretty strong at the moment. We're trading under it for quite some time, and it does look like we broke up above it and currently are seemingly finding support. If we can see, some volume come in and we do get a movement up to the 200 and reclaim that zone, then it would be a nice bullish movement. If we look at the wave trend as well on this Cypher B indicator here, you can notice that the money flow is ticking up, and we did currently have a crossover of the yellow part here, which is the VWAP, the volume weighted price. And yeah, so it's looking generally bullish right now, I would say. If we can get the volume to support this movement, then yeah, it's looking good.
yep. What I was gonna say is like
Real
for
quick.
the US.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Groovy. Real quick, we
no
should just
problem.
point out that we were just looking at two different charts. Legal was looking at the VeChain to USDT chart, and Groovy is currently looking at the VeChain to BTC chart. It's important
Yeah.
to point that out because on the Tether chart, on the VeChain to USD chart, we are not touching the 200 daily EMA yet. However, on the VeChain to BTC chart, we bounced off the 200, and now we're still above it, but on the VeChain to USD chart, we're under it.
Yeah.
Yeah, great
So
note.
yeah, I'm looking at I changed here to VeChain to the US dollar right now, and differently from the BTC pair, in this pair right here, we also are facing resistance at the 200 EMA on the daily time frame. But it's gonna be interesting to see uh, how those two types of charts are gonna relate to each other. Because if the VAT BTC to BTC chart is looking bullish, that may translate into the VeChain to US dollar as well. And we might see, if that continues on the BTC pair, we might see a retake of the 200 EMA on the daily time frame for the USD pair. So yeah, guys, keep an eye on that. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, if you guys uh, would allow me, is the on-chain analysis. I don't know if you guys have any charts to show before that.
No, let's get into the on-chain real quick, and then
yeah,
we'll
let's
talk
do
about
on-chain.
some
Yeah,
altcoins.
that sounds good.
All right.
I know Theon has some altcoins he wanted to show us. So before we do that, we'll go into the on-chain analysis a little bit.
All right. So for BTC, coming back a little, we have some interesting data to look at today for the on-chain side of things. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was this article here, and it's Willy Woo again. Obviously, very famous on-chain analyst, and on this Cointelegraph article, he talks about the accumulation, and he always talk about the Rick Astley type of hodlers, and he talks about how they are a key force again, and the on-chain signals suggest a recovery to the market. So Willy Woo, as you guys know, he's still bullish on the price and on the bull market, actually continuing. And he says here that the Rick Astley is the holder that keeps buying and never tends to sell much. And also he says that in 2021, all the coins that were at the recastly hands were moved to the weekends of the retail, and now we are seeing that cross back into this hodler's hands once again. So obviously he's talking here about accumulation by the strong hands, let's say, the smart money. Um, and he also points out here that the price right now is going sideways bearish. It looks like a Wyckofian accumulation price pattern. And so if that plays out, we should have that last week down to the 28 or 29K. We should have been the final test of the bottom. Everything on chain looks like it's in recovery. So he's basically talking about all the things we have been talking about in the last few days as well, which is the on-chain accumulation patterns that have been appearing for BTC. And if we look at Glassnode here, the first thing is the balance on exchanges, um, and this one is actually if you look at these levels here compared to the price, you see that just before we had that massive sell-off, we saw a increasing number of volume on the exchanges increasing here. So as the balance on exchanges actually increase for BTC, we have the price actually moving down because people are selling, and the more coins enter exchanges, uh, we can assume that it's going to be for massive sell-offs like this. And as the price is settling in, as of the past few weeks, we have been seeing a steady volume on the exchange balance as well. So
Yeah,
this is
and
an
to add to that
yeah
also, there has been, prior to the big dump that we had recently, on Glassnode, there is a different metric that they have there that measures, the price, well, not the price, excuse me, but the movement of the asset from wallets to the exchange. And you know a lot of these movements were from these larger wallets that had 1K plus. So that's
yeah
something also to note, that it's the smart money moving their money from their wallets to the exchanges in preparation to sell off. And this is not like instant, this was happening 4 days, 5 days before the dump, at increasing volume. So that's something to keep into account.
yep. And they add further on this here, and they say that the supply of BTC sitting on exchanges has steadily fallen back down, and is getting locked away for safekeeping by hodlers. So that's basically what this chart means right here. And another thing that we can talk about is the active addresses, because in the last few months, actually, we have been seeing a decrease, uh, a sharp decrease on the active addresses. This is the 7-day moving average, by the way, here on Glassnode. And right now, we are seeing a low point on this number of active addresses that we haven't seen all the way back since April of last year. Um, so yeah, this
And
was
essentially,
a
what does this mean? Because what that
yeah
tells me is that a lot more retailers are not, trading. They're not moving their assets around. They're just
yeah
staying still. They're cautious.
yeah exactly. You can look at it in a couple different ways, but I think the most the immediate influence that this has is that basically people are careful, and the retail is not coming really into the market right now. If you look at the past, as we were decreasing, it was a bearish signal, but at this point right here, it's not really bearish anymore, because it's only we could say that we are at a very low point in these active addresses, and if we actually begin to rise again from this point, it could be very bullish for the price. So yeah, this is another interesting metric that we can follow for the next few days as well. And yeah, we're gonna keep you updated on this as well. And
Great.
yeah, just so to finish with the on chain here, um, CoinDesk also further continues the active addresses situation. Um, so they basically say here that the decline in active user participation is a sign of weak demand. So it's basically what we are seeing here in the on-chain part of things. It's basically user participation. We could say it's retail. And the user participation so far has been really low. So yeah, we expect this user participation to actually increase in the next few weeks if we are to have a recovery in the market.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. So yeah, that was it for the on-chain stuff.
Got it. So
If you
you want to
guys,
move on to some of the altcoins then?
yep.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sure there's a few people that want to know about these coins coming up.
Let me get.
So I have a interesting chart. Well, the chart will come later, but I have an interesting article here from Kraken that Solana is now available on Kraken for residents of the USA, Canada, and Australia.
Okay.
It got listed on June 17th on Kraken for most countries, so I guess that will be Europe and Asia. But of course, at the time, we were in quite a dump, as you can see here. When it got listed, we had that Bitcoin. Well, we went down. This is the daily chart. There was a bullish divergence though on the daily that played out, and today we had that listing. As you can see, we shot up in the price a little bit more. We were down after the news of the listing. We actually went up a little bit, and today, as you can see, since Bitcoin is, in the green, Solana is also in the green. This is a coin that had a really good recovery though. I remember during the last dumps that we had from like February until now, when Bitcoin crashed, Solana was always recovering really quick. It was one of the best coins to scalp trade on a dump because you would get crazy recoveries, almost going right back to the all-time highs.
Yeah, we saw Solana actually overperforming against BTC most of the bull run, right? And
Yes, yes, yes.
I've been talking about a lot of Solana as well, especially on the Discord, because it may have the potential of stealing some of Ethereum's market cap, right?
Some of
Right.
this thunder as well. And I mean, at what was that, 6.5% for staking? I got to be honest, especially as a New Yorker in the United States, there's not very many options, unless you're going into the more DeFi aspects and, going through the crazier wallets. But, for now, I have, Coinbase, we have Kraken, there's very minimal, reputable sources that we can use to stake. And so 6.5 seems pretty nice to me.
Yeah, 6.5 is definitely interesting. Definitely because when you're staking cryptocurrency, you get the 6.5% on, every amount that you stake. So if you stake 100K, 6.5% of that is 6,500. So
Yeah.
that's pretty decent. Next up, I have a tweet here from Swipe. I think it was this one. Yeah. So Swipe Rewards now offers up to 30% cashback. So for the people that don't know, Swipe they do have their own card. I think Binance works together with Swipe as well. So Swipe actually helped Binance creating their debit card, and the tweet just dropped 2 days ago. That you can now get cashback
30%.
on yes 30% in all these stores. So we have Burger King, we have Edible, we have Shake Shack. Most of them are American companies.
It looks like food,
Mm.
fast food,
Yes,
mostly too
yes.
as well.
That's very interesting.
And then we've had another one for Swipe, which was they won coin of Operation Coinmaker, which you now get a 2% discount for 30 days on Amazon, Walmart, eBay, and Etsy using SXP as a payment token, which is also really interesting. Definitely means that Swipe is doing things, and in 2 days they have their testnet launch. So interesting stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looks
so
like
let
they're
Swipe.
doing a
let
lot of
me
incentivization.
let me ask you about the cashback, because that's interesting. Is that I don't know if it says on the article, is that exclusive for uh, regions so far, or is it like globally?
I have no idea if it's globally. I think it has been integrated as a form of payments on shopping.io. So I think if you shop
I
on
see.
this website, I'll press it. I haven't visited this website yet myself, though, but this is basically, as I can see, a website where you can use crypto as a form of payment. And this website then lets you use your cryptocurrency on Amazon, eBay, Walmart, AliExpress coming soon. I don't know if you
Okay,
guys know AliExpress.
you can build a computer. Question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Quotation marks, actually.
so really interesting. 2% back for 30 days. And then if we jump into the chart here for SXP, this is the daily chart. Yeah, we're still kind of ranging here. Nothing really has changed that much. If we take the downtrend here, let me change my fib. Oh, yeah, we got rejected of the 236. No, the 382 here, and currently ranging between the 236 and the 382. So yeah, I think once Bitcoin decides where it's going to go, we will see, also with the news of their testnet coming out, we will see some increase in price action on Swipe. And then the first target to break is obviously on the daily chart. This 50 EMA, which also correlates with the 382 Fibonacci extension level. But yeah, those were the two altcoins that I want to talk about. I don't know if you guys have any other altcoins.
Yeah, we got some people in the chat. I see Juan. He says he's got a bag of VeChain at 61. Damn, man, that's a very good price, I must say. You're up quite a lot already. Congratulations, man. And we may see some more upside for you in the next couple days, I believe. But yeah, that's so nice, man. And thank you for watching. Thank you for the comment as well. Michael Heyman, he's in the chat as well. RZA, thank you from Twitch, actually. Thank you for watching. So yeah, guys, talking about some altcoins, some very interesting news that we have is for ADA, and we were talking about
Mhm.
this earlier, Cardano, because if I can just bring up my right, okay, we have $30 billion of ADA is now staked, and Alonso smart contract is coming for Cardano. So that's gonna be on the testnet on May on they launched the Alonso smart contract testnet on May 27,
Mm.
and on June 11, Charles Hoskinson confirmed that Alonso is now able to deploy smart contracts. So this is very exciting for Cardano.
Yeah, as early as this
Um,
summer, they can have it rolled out and start providing that.
I think I read on CoinMarketCalendar that they're actually going to drop their smart contracts the 30th of September. So that's really close, actually. And
Now, one
yeah,
thing
I definitely think that this is really bullish news for
extremely
Cardano.
bullish. The one thing I worry about too is, with this metric that there's so much of it being staked, how much of it is, the more volatile kind of market in the of crypto where people are, looking to capitalize on that movement because we have a lot of people that are trying to make money here too because it is a speculative market at that point. And so once this
yeah.
does drop, will we see a dip in price like we have seen for a lot of other coins that drop on different markets or that have different launches?
Yeah, so that's the classic case of buy the rumor and sell the news, right?
Yeah.
We
Exactly.
saw that happening earlier this year with ADA as well, where we had that big sell-off right at the as the news were dropping. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that is gonna play in this type of news, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Especially the Coinbase launch when that happened, that
Yep.
was a little
exactly.
disastrous.
Yeah. We had a massive drop on Binance, and we had a big spike increase on Coinbase itself. I think people that were quick on noticing that actually arbitraged most of their Cardano up to Coinbase to sell it
Mm,
there at a profit. But the people that didn't obviously got wrecked. I remember
yeah.
being in a
For
voice chat with
those
someone that lost a lot of money that day.
Yeah, for those who don't know what arbitrage is, what happens is a coin would launch on an exchange, and the price would be different from, another exchange. So if you can quickly get your funds over and sell, and usually this is done with bots, and there's profit to be made just by moving coin over and just, selling it, and you didn't have to do anything but just quickly move it and sell it.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but as RCA is mentioning on the chat there, yeah, Charles is it's a really interesting personality on the crypto space for sure. Michael says that was a rough day, many tears in the chat. Yeah,
Hmm.
that Coinbase listing was tough because people were so excited, and before the listing, we had a huge pump on the price, right? Uh,
Right.
as they were announcing it and stuff,
Yeah.
and people thought that the the price were continuing to go up when the listing actually happened, but that
The other thing
was
too is,
yeah,
up until that point, there have been many coins for the preceding weeks that dropped on these same very. Excuse me, one moment. Sorry about that. I had to cough. But yeah, there's been a lot of coins that dropped on these very exchanges that did very very well after the launch. So
yeah,
using just prior past experiences, a lot of people thought, hey, it's got to follow suit. The coin launches, it does well for a few days and makes some money. But in this case, as soon as it launched, it just tanked.
yeah. Some say it was manipulation at that time because of all the hype, especially with the fame of and how popular Cardano is in the crypto space. And some people say that people actually took advantage of that
Yeah.
to dump the price and collect some liquidations, right? Because a lot of people were liquidated by that day. So yeah, that was
And we've been
certainly
seeing
a
record liquidation since, a lot of these dumps is just record liquidation after record liquidation. So it's
yeah,
a lot of that has to do with it.
yeah. So that's very interesting. Um, Moving on, I think we have another interesting thing here is that uh, Robin Hood actually says this article from CNBC here that Dogecoin accounted for 34% of all crypto revenue in Q1. So yeah,
And that's interesting. Yeah.
this is very interesting stuff here
I think Dogecoin
Considering
because
that at the
was
time there
the
was a lot of rumor with, sorry about that, yeah, but
no
a
worries.
lot of rumor that, because of the fact that Robinhood operates much like PayPal, where you don't generally have access to the keys, and so you can't freely send the coin back and forth. They hold all of the coin in a central wallet, and so they have a lot of power in that regard. So there's a lot of, internal conflict there and conflict of
Mhm,
interest with holding that much of an asset and a lot, having control over it as well.
yeah,
It's definitely fishy because they could manipulate the market to their own benefit quite easily
yeah,
doing that.
but yeah, but the thing that the interesting thing about looking at Doge is the fact that it has on like the crypto market sentiment and stuff, but also I was commenting on it earlier, um, how what it says about the retail, right? Because obviously Doge has come off as the huge meme coin, right? And Elon is behind all of much of the hype around it as well, and it drove a lot of retail investors, quote unquote, into the crypto market.
Right.
And it says a lot about how the retail actually uh, behaves itself themselves into the these types of markets, right? Uh, and we were talking about like dumb money because people just come in and just buy it with no
Yeah,
kind of
extremely impulsive.
Right.
yeah, exactly.
They have
And the
no
thing
idea what
is,
they're doing.
yeah, exactly. Along with this, one of the other things that got a lot of people into it, crypto in turn was, the GME and the GameStop kerfuffle, and especially with Robinhood, who had a large hand in this. And one of the things currently is, they are facing 70 million in fines from regulators. And so my question would be also, how much of that money is just, the cost of doing business? And so are they really going to stop doing their actions and, cutting off people from being able to trade assets during key times and high volume periods, and just deal with a fine?
Yeah, I
Because
mean
this
it's
is
certainly
something that's
questionable,
worrying.
but we see exchanges do these sort of things. They block
Yeah.
withdrawals, or they block trading, or block you from being able to log in at a level of high volatility in the markets. So when the markets get really volatile, sometimes you might have trouble logging into an exchange because there's so much liquidity being transferred around,
Yeah.
and they kind of put a block on it.
The worrying part would be for, just the new wave of incoming retailers that are being drawn in by the meme coin. And, coincidentally enough, there's a lot of people that don't see it as a meme coin. They see it as sort of the people's coin. And that's another aspect of it, because if you talk about the market sentiment, then there is a large one there, and there's a huge community behind it. And we're seeing a lot more, payment um, systems accepting Doge as part of, the cryptocurrency
Yeah,
that they accept. So
yeah. I
that
mean,
is
Yeah,
something.
crypto itself in general, since the early 2010s, like 2013 and everything. Since then, crypto has been driven by storytelling and word of mouth. Same thing with Doge. And Doge, we all know that Doge doesn't have the strongest fundamental use case as opposed to other cryptos out there. But the storytelling behind Doge as like a meme coin is what's driven it. And you see where it's at now. It's on some of the biggest exchanges in the world.
Right. Well,
And being,
Dogecoin is basically um, has the same user case as Bitcoin. Same as Litecoin does. Litecoin is pretty much 100% a copy of Bitcoin, just with faster transactions and lower transaction fees. So is Dogecoin. But yeah, it's like you guys already mentioned, Dogecoin was pretty much promoting Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in its whole.
yeah.
Because everywhere where I looked, even my parents asked me about Dogecoin. And
Yeah.
if I looked on Discord servers, people were all over Dogecoin, asking,
Absolutely.
"Hey, should I invest? What should I do?" And I always told those people, "Be careful, because right now this coin has already 20-30x. Are you sure you want to
Yeah.
invest in an asset that has already had a crazy spike in price?"
And at one point surpassed the market cap of Cardano as well.
Exactly, and Charles Hoskinson definitely wasn't happy about that.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we can say what we want about the retail, but it's ultimately it's good for the crypto market to have this kind of
Definitely.
um, uh, appearance, right? And to actually show up for people. Um, Obviously, people that come with no experience, a lot of people lose money, but that's and the crypto journey is and the trading journey is hardly a collective one. It's a lot of the times is a individual thing that you have to learn. So uh, there's nothing you can do, right? People are gonna come in, people are gonna buy, people are gonna lose money, people are gonna win money.
It's going to be
But
fun.
yeah, ultimately it's good for the market and it's good for the liquidity of everything. So yeah, it is what it is, right?
Yep.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
mean, Vitalik Buterin, founder of Ethereum, was on Lex Friedman's podcast recently. He was having a good conversation about Doge. I mean, those conversations on Lex's podcast are about 4 hours long, but you can go to the timestamp and find where Vitalik and Lex were chatting about Doge. It's very interesting. I mean, he even said a lot of people know about Doge before they even hear about Ethereum, which is
Yeah,
just
exactly. Between
crazy.
Doge and XRP,
Yeah.
those two, people that don't know anything about crypto, they tell me about Doge and XRP.
Yeah. And Shiba Inu and stuff like that. So I have, I have family member coming up to me. They're like, "Yo, did you invest in Shib?" And I'm like, "No, I'm in Algorand and Chainlink at the moment." But it looks, it's cool that we're seeing this kind of action in the crypto markets. That
It's
these,
like it's also funny when people that just got into crypto and they've experienced like their first 2x or 3x pump, and then they ask you, "Hey, what coin are you in?" And then you tell them the coin, and they look at the you know at the charts and they see it's only done like 20%. They're like, "Dude, why are you in that coin?" It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, because this coin actually has fundamentals, dude.
Yeah.
Um,
For the long
People
haul.
actually they're getting too used to the crypto percentages, but you gotta remember that the stock market people they they are happy when they see a 2% increase in some assets.
right,
So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
especially when you deal with Forex, we're talking about pips now. They don't even have percentages.
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, we are very privileged with crypto so far with these percentages, and especially with
A
futures
gift
as
and a
well.
curse. Gift and a curse. If you're not
Yeah,
careful, it can really sting you.
exactly. But yeah,
I also think a lot of these tools that are on TradingView.com were not really designed with crypto in mind, because crypto markets are 24/7, and they run without any open and close times. They're always running. However, markets like the stock market have an open and close time. So a lot of these indicators were meant to capture data based off of open and close times. So that's another thing that you have to keep in mind when doing technical analysis on TradingView.com. That you can you can use an indicator, but like aside from moving average and stuff like that, there are a lot of indicators that do base their the time frame of data that they capture. They base it off of open and close markets like the stock market, and you would have to kind of
Yeah.
like the Ichimoku cloud. When I use the Ichimoku cloud, when you first throw it up there on TradingView.com, it's set with certain type of settings. It's like 952 something like that, and it's a certain type of input settings that is meant for these open and close times
Yeah, it's not
of the stock
optimized for
market.
the cryptocurrency 24-hour day trading.
Yeah. So, and then like when I started joining this trading community with you guys, we just figured out that that wasn't the right settings, and it wasn't really something that you're gonna find in like a YouTube video. You know, it was just something that was like we realized it worked better with a different type of setting, and now we know that the Ichimoku cloud has a certain type of default settings that is friendly for the stock market, but there's another setting that is good for the crypto markets, and I was able to find that kind of information in our community. So
Yeah,
It's always
exactly.
interesting when you can talk to people that have the same passion, which
yeah,
is, well, for all of us, it's trading. I know a lot of people that I talk to as well don't just trade cryptocurrency.
yeah,
For me, it is mainly only cryptocurrency. And it's nice to talk to people that have the same interest, to share your views with them.
yeah,
If they see something different, they will always tell you. And there's a lot of perspectives. If you put 20 different people behind a computer and you let them look at the same chart, I'll tell you right now, no technical analysis will be the same.
yeah.
Everyone will have or spot something different in the charts that they think holds value, and I
Yeah.
think that's the beauty about tactical trading.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times what you'll find is when you really go into TradingView.com and look at the library of charts being updated all the time on TradingView, you will see that one person's FUD or one person's FOMO is another person's common sense in trading,
Right.
and vice versa.
Yeah. I'm always talking about how people can need to actually be independent and learn for themselves, right? And not follow like emotional opinion and stuff. But there's a really important thing in community, because like in my case, I've been trading for like not so long now, but right now I'm basically trading full time. But uh, the community aspect of it, since I've joined you guys and the Discord chats and been talking to people, has really improved my trading, because uh, obviously you can learn by yourself and you can see the information and filter the information by yourself. But when you have other people, obviously you gotta talk to the right people as well.
Yeah.
But when you have interesting people around you that can give you their opinions as well, and you can compare and discuss, I think it's really uh, a better way of learning and actually evolving into the trading space.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's I
And you get
think
tunnel vision, don't you? You know, you're sitting there,
yeah,
you sat at your computer, you're learning all these great strategies, and a lot of them work. And there's so many strategies that they all have their merits, you know, but it all depends on the person, on their capabilities, and also, you know, their mental acuity. Because some strategies require you to deal with a lot more stress than others. There are a lot more safe strategies, but you start getting this tunnel vision where, you know, you start only thinking about one indicator or just one set of indicators, and then you fail to see the kind of bigger picture that other people might be seeing when they're looking at other metrics. So
Yeah.
I do agree with you there. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I've experienced that myself. Like being in a trade, a little bit of tunnel vision because you're talking with just a few people about a certain type of trade setup, and then
Yeah.
somebody hops in the chat and they were like, "Oh, did you see this on-chain analysis? Did you see this data I saw on CryptoQuant or Glassnode?" And you know what? Then it just flips your whole trade setup upside down, and like you're like, "Oh, I didn't think of that." But it's good
A
to
Yeah.
lot of
have that. Yeah.
a lot of new traders, they don't actually know about on-chain data as well. Let me tell you.
No.
So we all know one of the biggest cryptocurrency channels is BitBoy Crypto, right? As we all know, he likes to trade with Market Cipher. Well, um, I've done my research in some Discord servers, and there's a whole bunch of people that trade green dots and red dots, and they forget
Yeah.
about technical analysis. They're like, "Oh my god, green dot on the 4 hour. I'm going to enter a long." Um, I mean, is it going to be profitable? Sometimes, but you
Yeah.
can't just base, um, you know, all your trades off of a green or red dot.
Yeah, and there's so much more nuances when it comes to the market cipher strategy that a lot of people don't realize. And green, red dots, yeah, they're buy and sell signals, but there's so many more stuff that you have to have in line for it to be valid. And that's why there's five, I believe, five or six indicators overlapping on just a cipher B alone. So,
Yeah.
you get one green dot, that's one aspect, but you need more to validate
Exactly.
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. On the long run, it's not really a strategy that's gonna give you consistency, I think. And something that is in my mind as well is that if you trade without a proper strategy and looking at uh, different ways of different like channels of information, not only one, then you're basically not trading, you're just adding liquidity to the market, right?
Yeah.
So you need a proper strategy based off not only one thing, because that thing may not be consistent enough for you, um, and at the end of the day you're gonna be only thinking you are trading, but it's not really a consistent thing that you can do for a living if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean,
So yeah.
if you're really passionate about trading and doing TA, you will find so much interest in going further than just a green dot on a cipher, where like you'll be finding dozens of fib retracements from the past month. You'll be looking at moving average lines. You'll be looking at momentum oscillators and the divergences, as well as the Ichimoku, and you'll be looking at it all. And that's when you'll really be starting to find your passion in trading. Is when you can really see all of it in one language, and you can really kind of decode it all in one look when you're even looking at a bunch of stuff on your chart. I know guys like us, we have some wild charts on TradingView. That has so much writing, but the charts that we put out for the YarCrypto content is much more simplified because we just want to get one point across. But we're able to read our charts with thousands of drawings on it and understand it for ourselves, which is what really makes crypto a hobby for me, not just a hobby, but a passion and something that's I really just find um so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
amazing stuff. But yeah, guys, I think that was all from us today. I don't know if you guys have any news left that you want to comment on, um,
Not
but
really. Just agreeing with Sterling that you know the TA in the Discord itself, when someone posts a chart and it has a whole bunch of indicators on it, and they put the text on the chart, it's always interesting to see other people's opinions uh, in great detail. And that's what I love about cryptocurrency as well. Looking at other people's charts, ideas, perspectives.
Yeah.
Um, it's just yeah, it's an amazing space
Yeah.
to be in.
If you're the type of person who's open-minded to a different angle of perspective, crypto is the place to be, and trading crypto is the place to be in a community like ours, because you will get tons of different angles of perspective when looking at a chart. There, it's like looking up at a cloud and trying to figure out what it looks like.
You
Exactly.
Right.
definitely have plenty of devil's advocates because
Yes.
when you see the bulls all over the chart, there's always going to be someone who might see those bearish patterns that you might have not noticed because of the tunnel
Exactly.
vision.
Yeah, we've
True,
experienced
true,
that.
true.
We've experienced that as well. All right.
Yeah. But having said that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching once again. That was a really great stream. We talked about very interesting stuff today. And we took a look at the how the market is doing. Obviously, we're gonna keep you guys updated on further movements on the price and news as well. Um, so if you are interested in more content, you can access our website yarcrypto.com. As we said about community, you can also join our Discord community uh, where we talk all about crypto related stuff. We do live TA, we discuss a lot about TA as well. So if you are interested in talking or just having a good time with us, you can consider checking it out. And yeah, we are always there. We are always hanging around the Discord, so you can talk with us over there as well. Um, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for the conversation. And yeah, that's it from me, man.
Thank you, people.
Thanks,
Don't forget
guys.
to
Thank
join
you
us next
guys.
time.
All right.
Catch you guys next time.
Take care. Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.